brand new with the history of this, with the blood that's underneath this turf from all the bombers that came before you. You guys are so young that there's no history of anybody other than Tanner and Luke talking about what went on here for 20 plus years. So there's a lot of people that watch you guys all the time. I watch you guys all the time. I watch the games. This past spring, every time I can catch something, I get on and watch the bad filming from up there, but that's all I had. But I came here to talk about something for you guys to remember. Going through high school football is going to teach you who you're going to be as a man. That's one of the most important things you're going to get out of this. Is who you're going to be as a man. Not who you are right now, but who you're going to be. How tough are you going to be? How hard are you willing to work? What type of sacrifices are you willing to make for the toughest sport in the world? I mean, wouldn't you guys agree? To put on a helmet and put on a pad and run full speed into somebody and not care about what happened to your body. This is the toughest sport in the world. How many of you guys love the sport? Raise your hand. You hesitated. Why? Yeah.
Because I played basketball my first high school year.
This is your first year playing football?
High school.
Okay, all right, that's why you hesitated. Let me ask again, how many of you guys love the sport? Okay. Raise your hands. You got to know what love means. Love means sacrifice, gentlemen. Love means being willing to be out here in 90-degree temperatures, whether you guys, it's black and orange tonight, so you guys have pads and stuff on. Love means that you don't care about any of that. Love means that you don't care about pain. Love means that you don't care about hurt. Anybody seen the scar on my arm since I've been standing here? Can you see it? Dark skin, probably can't see. You see that? Love means that you got scars all over your body from playing football, that you've broken both of your legs, you got a screw in your ankle, you got a bad back, you fractured your neck. Love means that I don't care about any of that, because when I put that helmet on, I just want to play the game. I just want to play this game more than anything. And then I came out here for one semester and ended up staying for 18 years because I fell in love with what these coaches do. Love means that, loving of the sports means that the sacrifices that he's going to have to make with a young family for you guys is unbelievable. That's probably the most important thing I can tell you about this sport that you're going to get is if you have it, you raise your hand. But I'm here to tell you, if he pushes you and you fold, you don't really love the sport. Passing out is different than folding. Understand that. Passing out means that you gave it all that you had and you couldn't go any further. But folding means you put your head down, your head between your legs, and you walked off. That ain't love. Love means giving it all you got. I'm going to leave you guys with like 3 different things here today that I want you to follow. I haven't heard coaches in 8 years. I've been gone for 8 years. I haven't heard any coaches in 8 years talk the way I just heard your coaches talk about you guys. The opportunities that you guys have to finally put another conference championship up under that board, which there should be many. There should be stuff up under there, but you guys can be the first ones to put something else under that board. To put up there who you are, what you represent, and for the rest of your life, be proud of it. There are hundreds, thousands of young men around this country and right here in this town that are proud of what they did. You guys ever been proud of anything? Was anybody proud of last season? Just this season. Was anybody proud of it? What you guys did? Can anybody tell me why? You shake your head there, big guy. Why weren't you proud of it?
Because we could have went 6-0.
Why didn't you?
That's some people that wasn't, I guess.
Commitment. You hear that? Had some people that weren't fully committed. Our greatest games, guys, were our least athletic games. If you talk to Coach about any of the history and talk to Coach Horrell, his dad especially, and find out about our greatest team, they were our least athletic. But here's what they did. I'm going to give you guys a scenario. So I'm standing on the 8. It is 4th and goal. 2 seconds left on the clock. How many plays do you have to run? How many? how do you figure a team's going to get that? Which team would get to the goal line? If I call that play right now, if Coach called that play right now, and you know you had one play to win that game, how many of you are going to run that play? See, that's the problem right there. You see how many of you didn't raise your hand? You've got to have so much belief in your coaches that you're willing to run that play because coaches figured something out on film. Those are our greatest teams. It's called a great system. I know how smart he is. I know how much he wants to do this. I know how much your coaches wants to do this for you. But you're going to have to want to do that. You're going to have to believe in the system. There's no great team without a system. There's no great team without belief. And there's no great team that did not remove cancer from their team. What is cancer? Somebody talking crap. See, nice words now. Cancer is somebody talking crap. Somebody saying, oh, that's a horrible play. Get out of my huddle. Coach just called the play. And if you don't run it, if you don't want to run it 100%, get out of our huddle. Because I need 10 other guys. This is my leader on the offense. I need 10 other guys that are going to line up with me and run that damn play. 100% with everything that they got. There's the difference. The belief, the work, the effort of what you put in, and have to believe and know you need to believe in the play that's being called. You can't have any questions. You can't have any doubts. Those were our greatest teams. They weren't that athletic, guys. They had this, and they had belief, and they got rid of all of the crap that surrounded it. You're telling me about a little party or something that you guys had planned for freshmen. They got rid of that stuff. There's things that get in your way. Girls, not getting your schoolwork done, grades, being ineligible. If you got any of those problems, you got to get rid of them. You should never, hopefully you don't have any, but I know it's football. You probably do. You should never have any struggles with your grades. I never had it. I was not a good student. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I was. I was an awful student all the way through college. All the way through college. But I wouldn't go any lower than a C because I wasn't going to let school get in the way of me playing football. I wasn't going to let school get in the way of me playing football. Here's the cool thing about it. Where I come from, I should have never graduated high school. Brother in prison, sister in and out of jail. But I did because of football. I did because of this sport. I did because everything, every ounce in my life I put into this game. And I started doing it in coaching. I'm saying I, but as I'm telling you guys this, I just want you to remember, this is not about me, it's about me, it's about you. I'm just sharing stuff with you that I pray will transpire, that'll go onto this field. Tonight, next week against Rushville. Next week against Rushville, you should be thinking about it already. Here's one of the things I used to tell my linemen all the time. Tonight at this game, I want you to smack your brother in the mouth as hard as you can. Who's your brother on this field? Everyone. Everyone. Biggest guy, the smallest guy, I want you to line up across from him and hit him in his mouth as hard as you can. Because if you can beat on your brother week in and week out, day in and day out, when it comes to beating on somebody else that you don't like, it makes it easier. When you can push yourself week in, week out, day in and day out against each other, here's what's happening there. You go from this to this. Picking your brother up every time he's down. Don't say anything negative. Cancer can kill a team. One bad guy can kill a team. We had a kid on our team. I'm not going to mention his name because they might still live here. Should have gone to the NFL. Should have gone to the NFL. We relied on him too much. He was big, he was strong, he was fast, but he didn't love this game. So we'd have to pull him along through practice. We'd have to pull him along in game. We'd have to go run with him to get him in shape. And he was the biggest cancer on our team. And if he had stayed on our team that year, he would have killed us. When he left, so who's the biggest, toughest cat on this team right now? Who's the strongest guy on this team? You must be the one Tim's talking about, 300-pound bench press. Yeah. So I'm gonna talk about you right now. This guy I'm talking about is about your size, about your strength, just a stud. but he had cancer all over, and he spewed it all over our team. He never came in shape. He never went to workouts. He never lifted. He never dedicated himself to this team. But they thought they needed him because he was big, he was fast, and he was strong, and he had scholarships waiting on him and didn't care. So we got rid of him. We didn't as coaches. The players got rid of him. Walked away one day, they didn't want him back. They thought their season was over. I think that was one of the years. Here's what I'm talking about. So, a couple of years older than him. He left, and we had one of our greatest seasons ever. Yes, Roothouse, Boehner, the Greeno, that class. Where did we go? Third round?
Yeah, I think
somewhere
so.
around there, third round of the playoffs. One of the greatest athletes we ever had quit, and we thought we were done, and we got rid of the cancer. I'm throwing a lot at you. A lot of this is in that book. I'm throwing a lot at you guys, but I just, talking to the guys I've talked to, you guys have something special here. The first year on this, right? Isn't this the first year on
Third.
this? Third year on this, third year on this. Last year you went what? This past
4 and
season?
2, 0 and 9, and 4 and 2.
0 and 9. We ain't gonna count 4 and 2. 0 and 9. 0 and 9. You guys have an opportunity to establish greatness on this field. Every time you walk out here, just the smell of it, you won't understand it until you come to a game or something. You're like, oh gosh, you gotta have a fire in you. So goals. One more thing, goals. Short-term goals. I talked to Coach about lineman goals, receiver goals, stuff like that. Have short-term goals. What are short-term goals? They're smaller than even the games. What are you guys going to do tonight? When you leave here and you go to the locker room, how do you want tonight to go? How important is it to be clean and crisp tonight when you run your plays? To make no mistakes when you run your plays. To listen to the coach when you run your plays. In that huddle, here comes the play. Whatever play is called, I got to get it right. There's so many things. If you don't know the play, don't go to the huddle. Don't go to the line of scrimmage not knowing the play. This is where you fix it. Tonight on the field, tomorrow in practice, next week in practice. Never put your hand down in practice and not know the play. Never put your hand down and not know the snap count. It's too important for you to know it. Talk to your brother about counting on your brother to help you on those things if you struggle with those. There are little bitty things, guys, that you guys can do that'll get you as many games. I don't want to make any guarantees. That'll get you as many wins as you're supposed to have. Remove the cancer. Set your goals. Follow the system. Have faith in the system. He's a young coach. Doesn't matter. He's smart. He's intelligent. He's got the history. It's just boiling in his blood. It doesn't matter what play he calls. Because if you hear it in practice, if I go back to that scenario, that just sounds crazy, right? Fourth and goal on the 8, and you call a dive. Doesn't that sound crazy? It sounds absolutely crazy, but the belief that you gotta have, if we run this play perfect, everybody gets their blocks. They think we're gonna pass. Everybody gets their blocks. I'm gonna run the play. I'm gonna know the snap count, and we're gonna score. It takes a lot of work to have that belief. I'm gonna ask you guys again, how many of you guys love the sport? You gotta do everything that you can do to be your best. Right? Does anybody have any questions for me? About your own game, about what you're doing, something you want to learn, something you're curious about? Any questions? No? Quiet. Quiet. You guys believe in this man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's easy to say yes, sir, but you got to prove it. And you got to prove it to yourselves. You guys need to spend time together. Hang out together. This is your family. You got a family at home, but this is your family. You seniors, raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many of you played all 4 years?
Yes, sir.
You played all, how many?
He's only been here for 2.
How many years? 2, 4, 3. This is it. Most of you will never play football again after this. Find out who you are. I started off by saying this sport teaches you who you are. Young lady, what do you play? Receiver. Anybody hitter yet? Yeah, no? That's pretty damn tough. I know who you are. I know who you are. I know that's toughness. There's no question there. Find out what type of man you're going to be. Find out who you are when you get hit hard and when you hit somebody hard. Find out how hard you're willing to work for this. Because if you can do it there, I'll give you a story. Last year, through COVID, one of our former players called me in the middle of the night, drunk, had lost his business, lost his marriage, a whole lot of trouble. And he said, I don't know what I can do. And I had to think about which year did he play, because I knew him. And I had to think about him, who he was. And all I did was just reminded him of what he's done. I reminded him of what he did in high school, what he has done as a man, and what he's capable of. We lose things. You will lose games. But what are you capable of? What are you willing to do? Are you willing to lay there on the ground or get up? Every single time, get up. No matter how hot it is, get up. No matter how much it hurts, get up. Mark Thompson broke his leg somewhere right around here on the field. And I walked over to him, just looked him in the eyes and said, I got to get up, don't I? And I said, yeah, and he got up and hopped off the field. He'll never forget that. Broken leg. He'll never forget it. That's what this sport teaches you. And that's what that young man is now made of. Cool? Seriously, have some heart about this. This is a pretty mild talk that I'm giving you, because there's so much more that wants to come out, but I think this is good enough. Make yourself proud of your efforts today, tomorrow, the rest of the season. Walk off this field every day without doubt. Okay? If you guys, any of you ever have any questions, if you reach out to me, email me, whatever, I will talk to you. If it's just anything I can do to help you guys, I'm a bummer for life. I spent 20-something years here in Macomb. I spent 18 years out here on this field crying, laughing, hurting, in pain, enjoying, celebrating, giving everything that I had to this school, this football program, let me say it right. So I am always, my phone is always on. My door is always open. If you got a question, you're struggling with something, you reach out to me. I promise you, I'll get back to you. All you got to do is put MHS in the email. Put it in the text or whatever, however you do it. Okay? That's a promise for me. That's the promise for me to any bomber that comes through here. I will help you with whatever it is that you need help. All right, Coach, that's it.